Alrighty. I'm gonna do a wrestling a video I want to do for quite a while, and that is a few matches that wrestling dream matches. I have. I have like 100 like different wrestling dream matches. I've thought of like I would like to have to happen or would like to see. But I just taken just a few of them and just kind of like mushed them together into a small list. None of these dream matches are like in a specific numberly order as to like which one I want to see more than the other, like which one's ranked at number 10 and 5 and 1. Nothing like that. Just random dream matches I just slapped together that I would like to see. And so yeah, here goes. Now, this match in particular, this is not a dream match, but I would like to see it because I think it'd just be interesting. And that is Mr. Anderson versus The Miz. Just like it's not a dream match, just throwing your bone here. Just for the fact that Anderson and The Miz are kind of similar to me in terms of when they cut promos, they're very loud and they can both be a bit obnoxious. When they cut their promos. So I think it'd just be interesting just to see these two just cut a promo together in the middle of the ring, just to see who could talk the loudest on the mic. And yeah, match-wise, it might be a decent match. I don't know. But I still think it'll be interesting just for the mic skills alone to see these guys in the ring. But on to the actual few dream matches I have. One of the dream matches I have, which could still happen, Sin Cara versus Rey Mysterio. I think this would be a good dream match. My only problem is with two things. One, starting with Rey Mysterio. I know Rey Mysterio is still, recovering from his knee injury, and yeah, he's got suspended or whatever. But anyway, my concern is, even though he's gotten, surgery and rehab off his knee injury, I'm still concerned, will he be able to go the way he does and perform the way he does with a former bust-up knee? Because, regardless of how many, like I said, surgeries and therapy you can get on any, broken body part, that body part, it's better, but it'll never be the same or never be how it was before you injured, that limb or that muscle or whatever it is that you tore up. So with that in consideration, his knee may be better, but it's not going to be like how it was before he blew it out of socket. So with that mindset, I wonder if Rey Mysterio can still perform. So I was wondering if he could. If he could be able to perform to the best of his abilities. And then another side of this coin is also Sin Cara. Can Sin Cara, he's recovering from his injuries too. He comes back next week on SmackDown. Can Sin Cara, can he put on a good match? Because during his entire WWE career, he's been botching a lot. Hopefully, since he's been recovering, he's gotten some extra work in or something to get rid of that botching, because that botch is just too much. But if Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio is still a match I'd be interested in seeing. Another match I'd be interested in seeing is Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode. I just think this would be a great, just downright nitty-gritty technical wrestling match. Another dream match I have is Chris Jericho versus The Undertaker. Not only do I think this would be a good match, like in-ring work-wise, but even the way Chris Jericho plays, like mind games, like the way he played mind games with CM Punk during their feud. I think if you take that same concept and he was to do it to The Undertaker, I think that would make some really interesting storytelling and a really good build to their match. So Chris Jericho versus The Undertaker is a dream match of mine. Another dream match of mine is Austin Aries versus John Morrison. I think this would just be a good, awesome, fun spot fest between two athletic, high flyer wrestlers. I think this would just be a really fun match just to see between those two. Another match I'd love to see is Daniel Bryan versus Chris Benoit. Daniel Bryan has said himself that he's modeled or takes after Chris Benoit. Match-wise, his wrestling moves-wise, he tries to take after Chris Benoit. He studied Chris Benoit's in-ring work, and he takes his wrestling maneuvers and incorporates them to his own style. So I think Chris Benoit and Daniel Bryan would have been a good match, but unfortunately Benoit's no longer with us. But I still think that would have been a great match. Another dream match I have in mind is Dolph Ziggler versus Shawn Michaels. Now, some of you guys may think that Shawn Michaels and Dolph Ziggler may be an odd concept or a weird thing, but to me, Dolph Ziggler kind of reminds me a lot like Shawn Michaels did back in his younger years when Shawn Michaels was an upper mid-card. Just for the basically simple fact that, how Shawn Michaels was, when he was an upper mid-card guy, he had some of the best matches, and he could wrestle with anybody, any and everybody, regardless of size or experience. And Dolph Ziggler reminds me a lot like that of how Shawn Michaels used to be in his prime, as well as the cockiness as well, because how Shawn Michaels was just a cocky heel. Dolph Ziggler's cockiness reminds me of that as well. So I just think Dolph Ziggler and Shawn Michaels would be an interesting match. Another match I'd be interested in would be Bobby Roode and Chris Benoit. This is another dream match I wish would have happened. I think this has just been another good, just downright nitty-gritty wrestling match. Another one is pretty much on everyone's list, Sting versus The Undertaker. This match, hands down, because both men are dark personalities, dark characters, they're similar. This match could possibly still happen, but I just think as the years go by, Sting gets older, Undertaker gets older, and the longer things draw out and the older they get, the more likely this dream match probably won't ever happen. But I still like to see it, Sting versus The Undertaker. Another dream match I like to have is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar. It's the match we were supposed to get, but we never got. Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he explained his side of the story as to why he didn't do what he did on his latest documentary DVD, definitely understand why he did what he did, and it's definitely understandable. But I just think, if it was given the right build and right story and time to build and to culminate at a big pay-per-view, I think Stone Cold versus Brock Lesnar would have made big money off that match. Another match I think would have been really interesting to see is CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is another match I think everyone also could see happening in today's generation. CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think this would be just an awesome match, in my opinion. Since people have compared, or just more so, it's more like the IWC compares CM Punk to this generation Steve Austin. And then another match, or my last match, at least on this list, is Kurt Angle versus Bret the Hitman Hart. Both of these men are so similar to me, just the respect that they have for the sport of professional wrestling and how they take pride in the professional wrestling business, and they even take pride in being, the world champions, even though wrestling is predetermined as far as the champions goes. But it's just very interesting how both these men are just very similar. But both of these men are similar in that aspect. And just their in-ring work can have the best match with anybody, regardless of size, experience, age, whatever. These guys can wrestle with the freaking broomstick and it'll still come out as a 5-star quality match. Kurt Angle and Bret Hart would have been a dream match of mine. I would have loved to see. This would be like the wrestler type of match of the decade. I would have loved to have seen. So yeah, and that's just pretty much it from my dream match list. Let me know what you guys think about my list. I have way plenty more, but I just don't want to make this video too long. So what do you guys think about my list? What's your list of a couple of dream matches? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, or your list in the box below. Subscribe. Peace.